Welcome to Attican Plays Railway Empire. Alright, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Season 5, Episode 4 of Railway Empire by request. We're playing the Northern Honshu scenario from the Japan DLC. Now, this is our starting base, so to speak. We've got a 4-city cluster going here in the Tokyo Bay area, and we're going to come back to that. I want to do some fairly major overhaul of this design later, but first things first. Well, maybe last things first. Last episode, we built up this area here so we could get Matsumoto up to 60,000 and put in a hotel, and we learned a little bit about the new travelers functionality. So then we got some new tasks, and our new tasks are connect it should be tourist site in the area. You have to be careful how you read this. The area of Hokuriku to your route network. Connect Kyoto and Tokyo. That just means Kyoto needs to be part of our network somewhere. Transport 50 passengers between Tokyo and Kyoto in a quarter and get our average popularity up, which is part of the functionality we learned last time. So the first one, the area, you do have to be careful. I looked it up on Google Maps to figure out where Hokuriku is, and it's right up here. So if we click on that, we can see the territory of Hokuriku. And there is a tourist site here. It's called Ono Castle. So that's the one they want us to connect. It's a little, I'm just saying, be careful how you read it. Make sure you read that area of Hokuriku or you'll get lost. We're going to territory. We can't access this. It's got a price, but we can't buy it yet. So we're probably going to need to get a link into it. So let's get the Gifu and then go see if we can buy it. Sure we can. Okay, so let's just wait till we have enough money to buy it. And let's look at speaking of money, let's just open up a bond. And that's plenty of money, and let's go buy access to that. Now, they want us to hook into this tourist site. And the way these work, this is all part of the new functionality too. You just connect them like a rural station. And the idea is you're putting a train connection to this tourist site, and tourists will come from one of your cities and go out there and check out the sites. But all we're going to do, it just says connected, doesn't say to do anything else. So we're just going to connect it to our network at the closest spot, which looks like it's probably here. And that's 4.7 million. That's a little bit expensive. Now let's see if we can cheapen it up a little bit. Now, you may notice I don't care if it's got bridges or tunnels or giant inclinations on it or anything. I just want it cheap enough that we can do it there. We can do it right there with that horrible line. No, we can't. There's a red somewhere. Okay. It doesn't like how it's coming off of here. Don't think it's going to like it no matter what we do. So let's see if we can turn it this way. There. All right. So we've made our connection. We've done what they asked us to do, and now we're just going to take advantage of the game mechanics and delete that because there's no task to take people there. If we were going for realism, now keep in mind, if we were going for realism, we'd be doing a lot of things differently. We're trying to get these tasks done and get gold ticks. So that's a totally different animal from trying to build realistic track and all that stuff. What's our next thing? Connect Kyoto and Tokyo. Now here, we got to look at those two together. And while we're kludging stuff, let's go down here, grab this, run this over and touch this line. Like that. Did it give us the bonus? I assume it did. Okay, and what's this? Both are express. I don't typically mess with those unless they're gibbies, if they're real easy. Now, the whole thing with Kyoto, Tokyo, we do have to take passengers. And we've got old Roger here is in our way, but we found out last episode that we can now talk to Roger, so to speak. So we can actually, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's go look at Roger. We're at 26 million, he's at 6. So what would it take to buy him out? Under 10 million. We've got 3. We could open another bond for about 2.5. Why don't we do this? Why don't we pay the penalty and close that bond? And then we're going to see, let's see, we could build, okay. So now we're going to just accumulate some cash. So let's say we could get 5 million in bonds. We need maybe 5 or 6. So let's just let that run. Connection bonus, what's this? T. Yeah, we'll grab that. Worthwhile, but we don't really want it. We may come back to that. We may actually use that later, but right now we don't need it. And we got some precious research. We don't get much. Remember, we're tricksy. Applicants, I think 7% on mail. That would be nice. And that security guard. Where could we use a security guard? I did say I want to do a major redesign here. I'm going to start, while we're accumulating money, I'm going to do one that isn't going to cost us anything. We're going to go through and all these city-to-city lines that are prioritizing mail, we're going to take that priority off. Because we need to be able to move goods between these cities. And as they grow, they're going to have more and more stuff that needs to go between the cities, and we don't want to tie up the room with passengers. So we're going to take that priority off. Also, we've got those lines. We could even make them freight only. We've got dedicated passenger lines. Why don't we just do that? That's even easier. Let's just make it a freight line. Take this one and make it a freight line. And then let's go over here and look at Yokohama to Saitama and make that a freight line. And then we should have, let's see, Chiba to Saitama. That can be freight only. And Tokyo to Saitama can be freight only, and that one, I think the Yokohama ones we've already done, and here, anything on this, we've done that one. Okay, so now we've turned them all to freight only, so they're going to haul more. We're going to get better flow of our freight going back and forth. That's what we want. And then that's just going to make these lines, it takes away their competition. They're going to be able to fill up faster. In fact, to the point where, he's already got enough. We really should be double tracking this line and hauling, having more trains than this. And now's a good time to do it while he's in the station. We're going to reverse these so we can drive on the right. Take that one out, it's too far up. And notice how these are non-directional. If you just set one of them to directional, it really kind of forces the whole track. So you don't have to do these red tipped ones like I do all the time. But now let's just see how long this lasts. 16 days. Yeah, it's pretty good. One train's probably good, but we'll run 2. And why will we run 2? Because look at this. 36 people want to go to Tokyo and 6 mail every week. So that's 36, 42 units of something. And we're going to give it a museum. Keep it growing because we're in city growth. Any other museums? Okay, we've got a business here. We want to put something good. that's useful in here. I think paint would be okay. Lumber would be good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put a lumber mill, a sawmill in Saitama, like so. And he's got plenty of goods, and we're going to bump him up a couple of times so that they'll have exports to take to these other cities. All right, how are we looking now? Are we about ready to buy Roger? We got 5.5. So yeah, we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and open up a big bond, open up another big bond, slow it down a little bit, and go out here and buy Roger. And we'll do a merger, and we're going to liquidate everything. So we basically bought him, or we're kind of back money-wise where we were. And we could probably go ahead and, yeah, so we'll pay the penalties and close the bonds, not pay any interest. Now we're a cash-only basis with plenty of money. And I do believe, yes, when we bought Roger, we got access to this region out here, the Shiga region, because he had access. So we got his access. And that means that we've got access to everything except this one down here, and we can't do it for whatever reason. It's scripted out on us right now. So what we want to do, we want to have this Kyoto to Tokyo connection. Got a passenger station here in Tokyo, and it's got this 20% usage, this Utsunomiya line. We're going to tell it to go into Tokyo, into track 4. So it'll share with the Mito line, no big deal. And then we're going to go down here, that should free up track 3, which is that one, yeah. And we're going to build some ugly track. But we're going to have a direct line that goes all the way to go through here, through this valley, kind of down like this and over to Kyoto. So that being said, I'd like to get, it's going to be a very long line. This is all mountainous and mountainous. The only valley's down here. So I want to put a maintenance station kind of halfway. So we'll put a maintenance station, let's see if I can find it, right in here, I think. Something like that. And then we're going to run our track from the maintenance station, from the kind of right hand side down here to Tokyo into track 3. Is that right? Yes. And then we're going to come up like this, and like so, like so. We'll go around. We don't need, yeah, we'll just keep the bridge. This is going to be expensive. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to have a lot of tunnels, and it's going to have a lot of bridges, and that's okay. So we need to drop a little bit low, a little bit to the south here, and get down below Kofu, I think. 18-degree slope. Why in the world? Why would you have that? Now we could try to kind of run along the ridges and do all kinds of stuff, but we have money and we want a straight line, and that's just going to do. And we could open another bond, of course we could, but let's just, Kofu's growing, it's got a business opportunity, we kind of don't care. Now, there's something wrong that this isn't building. Oh, here we go. It doesn't like this right here. Maybe we can knock this down now. Nope. Nope. Okay. I'm thinking maybe we could turn this down this way a little bit. That'll do. We'll double track it back. You'll notice the amazing difference in price because the parallel tracks save us 2 million yen, and that's on the tunnels and on the bridges. You get the second side of them is much cheaper than the first. So let's set signals on this part of it. And we'll put in supply towers. Maybe one more. Okay, and then we need to connect the rest of it back to Kyoto. We can put a small train station in Kyoto. And just blast right through that mountain. We're going to go over here to this. So let's run it up like so. Go right here and then go turn a little north and then a little south to miss that city, get off the water. That's pretty good. So let's save up a little more money. Yeah, I tell you what, this is a little silly to wait. Let's just open a bond. And there we go. We finished the task, which was to connect to Kyoto. Now we need to come down here and finish our double tracking. And we need signals on this side, and we'll need some supply towers coming out of this. Maybe one here, maybe one here. Remember that the maintenance station is a supply tower. Okay, now we're going to set up a line, passenger mail only from Kyoto. That's nice. He's gone. We'll get cheaper bids and all that. Now you do lose research, right? Because we took out Roger and we can't spy on him anymore. So that's sort of a bummer, but that's okay. So what we want to do here is say, okay, you're running passengers and mail, but don't bother to leave until you have a couple, at least a couple, and go into track 3 down there in Tokyo. And we'll run the fork node, and we'll give it the rail cars. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll run 5 out of that end, and then we're going to set up a rail line, passenger and mail, starting in Tokyo at track 3 with at least a couple, and then going all the way back to Kyoto with at least a couple. Run this, keep the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what should happen here is we should start seeing these cars hitting at both ends at about the same time, which should give us like 10 cars coming in, and we should be able to get that 50 number in a quarter, because that's the trick. You have to get them all kind of coming in together. You could try running full, but there's not much demand and it would take a long time to fill it up. Now, We get this task to make our routes average 115. What we're going to do with this is just we're going to take the travelers, and we're going to make all of our lines as cheap as we can. This one already is. We can cheapen this one a lot. We're making good money. Oh, we got this big boy here too. Oh, this is a good one for us to cheapen. If I can find the middle of it, here we go. It's already as cheap as it can get. Is that right? Huh. That's the big line we just created. Okay, let's do this one. It's already cheapened. Already. We must have already done this. This one. We can lower this one. And, oops, wrong button. And this one. And this one. And this one. Now, by making them as cheap as they can be, we shouldn't have any trouble getting to 115, I wouldn't think. We'll see. We'll watch this. We'll come back and take a look in a minute. All right, notice we're getting growth in 3 of our cities. We got business opportunities. I think it's literally from making those trains freight trains, so they're hauling more goods. So we've got wood. We've got plums would be good here. A plum distillery would be a good thing to have here in Yokohama because we've got the plums right back here. So that should be good, and then we can bump it up a couple and make sure we've got plums going out to the world. And I think I saw another one. Yeah, there's one over here. And what would be good here? It's got the clothing, rice noodles. Oh shoot. Let's figure out something that we kind of need supply chain wise that we're not making. We're making noodles, making this. We're making cloth. We're making clothing. We're now making plum wine. The paint. Paint's the next thing we need. Is that a good place for paint? Yeah, it's good as any. It'll need salt and it'll need fiber, I think. Let's go look at that. Paint industry. Fiber, we're close to fiber. We can run salt and sake. Okay. Let's put a paint industry here in Chiba. And we've got fiber right here. We've got a Chiba line somewhere. This one. Let's just, oh, wait. Okay. Now, while this other thing's running, guys, I said I wanted to make some changes here. One of the things I want to do is I want to quit running all these raw materials directly to the city lines because there's a lot of traffic in there. You know what though? We could probably leave it, the ones we already have, we could probably leave them. But what I want to do now is start using these warehouses we've got connected and link them together and start getting all of our raw materials into these warehouses. That's what I'd really like to do. Yeah, I forget what I just said about leaving them. I don't want to leave them. I want to run them into warehouses. So what I'd like to have is each warehouse has the first 6 raw materials that you need, right? Okay, and then what I'd like to have is the line that's our Chiba line, which is this one. Okay, we're going to modify all these. Well, first of all, we're going to set up the connection. We're going to come out of here and connect into this track. And we'll put a tower back here to make sure we can get that. And now what we're going to do is take that Chiba line, which is these guys, and we're going to modify them so that they don't go to Chiba anymore. they go here, and they'll hit that waypoint on the way back. Okay, so start going to the warehouse. Oh, no, I'm sorry, ahead of myself. Never mind. Okay, that's one warehouse, that's for raw materials. Now I'm going to put a second warehouse, and we're going to put a big warehouse with signaling control here, because we're going to need a lot of fiber. So we'll just put one like this, and really this track here, we can leave this just in case. Okay, this is what we want. We want you to come in there like this, get rid of that short track. Okay, so what we're going to do is then take this Chiba line and modify it. You're not going to Chiba anymore. You're going to this warehouse over here. So go to the warehouse, then come back to that waypoint. And we'll save this, and then we're going to put that in the other two that we had set up. I think that was it. Yep. Okay. And then we have to go into this warehouse, of course, and turn on. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's the soy line. I had it right to start with. Bless it. Forgive me. I am really messing this up. Sorry. All right. Chiba, I want you to go to that warehouse and drop off your soy. And you okay, now where is he? Let's see where he thinks he's going. He's going to warehouse 4, which is that one. That's good. And let's give him some help. Okay, so now the soy's coming in, but what we want now is this grain. That's back here. 1,000 pardons. 1,000 pardons. So let's forget about this track. What we want to do here is let's come off like this. Connect to this. And then our line, the line that we had doing Chiba from here, which is this one, we're going, what did we just finish? Oh, we got our 1 to 15, okay. Oh, shoot, now I lost what I was doing. Chiba, okay. You are no longer going to, or is this the octopus one? Yeah, this is the octopus one. That's not the one I want. I want the, what is this one? Oh, that's Grand to Saitama. Actually, don't even want that anymore. Where are you going? Oh, this one's messed up too. All right, you're, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to remove that train. We're going to remove that train. Anybody else coming up through here? Bye. Hit delete and kill that train. And we'll let this one make his delivery, and then we'll kill him. made his delivery, and we'll remove him. Okay, so we got rid of all those original things. So now what we want to do is we want a line that's running, we want to run octopus and grain into this warehouse over here. That's all we want to do. We could have two separate ones. So let's do a grain line. You're only coming out track 1, running full, and you're going, God bless it. Okay. Okay. All right, so set up a line. Out track 1, running full, hauling grain to that warehouse. And when you come back, you're going to use that for your shunt line. And we have to turn on grain at this warehouse. It out and give it repairs. Okay, so there's 1, takes 25, it's 2. 1 train is a 2 delivery, right? There's 4, 6. Okay, so we're gonna have grain coming here because the paint factory needs the grain. The paint factory also needs sake, and we need to bump this up a lot. Let's put another train from here to here. Prioritizing sake. Going one way and coming back I can do this. Okay. Get some sake going over there. All right. So they need sake, they need the grain, and they need salt, which we'll work on in a minute. And have we done anything? Oh, here we go. We're at 38 on our passengers in a quarter. Here comes a train in. No. There's a train in. It's all mail. Here comes one that's got some passengers. And what's going on down here at the other end? We've got some trains coming in here. Here comes some passengers. So we might be in good shape to finish this off. Oh, look at this, more passengers. That would be nice. A surveyor for tunnels. Yeah, we'll take him. First of all, yes, and he gets an extra bonus because they have a good relationship, so perfect. Okay. All right, we should be close there. I forgot what we were doing. Oh yeah, we need our octopus. Set up a line from here. Track 2, running full. We don't really have to say that. There we go, we finished. Octopus is going to go into that one right there. And that's a 2, 4. Okay. We finished our task, so now he's saying, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing well. And we're waiting on him to tell us what to do next. Okay, now we got to go up to the Akita. In the area, now we be careful here, area of Akita and Akita. So this is the area, assuming this is the city. So if we go to our map up here, it said it's in the north. Okay, it's not that one. It's not that one or that one. It is this one. Here we go. Akita. We need access there. We can't purchase it, but it has a price, so it's purchasable. We just need to work our way to it. Can we purchase this one? We cannot. Can we purchase this one? We can. If we purchase this one, can we purchase this one? Yes, we can. If we've done it, can we get Akita? Yes, we can. There we go. Now we've got access up here to Akita. Here's the town of Akita. The territory has 3 cities in it: Yokote, Akita, and Nishi Romanato. We'll call that Nishi. Nishi, Akita, and Yokote. So there's only 3 cities. We have to grow the area to 260. So the cities are going to have to grow all 3 of those. So we're talking 3-city cluster. We have to produce sake, which means we have to own a sake factory and supply it so it's producing. And we have to produce miniatures, which are a little more an advanced product. And we're going to do all that in the next episode. So in this one, we got our line going out to Kyoto. We got it up and running. We're starting to haul passengers and mail Kyoto to Tokyo. We've started making the redesign. We're going to continue working on this. I'm just doing this redesign because I just don't like the way everything's flowing down here. It's just not good enough. It's too cluttered. It was a great way to start because it got us off to a really fast start, but it's just too cluttered, too hard to follow for me. We're going to simplify it in some ways and take advantage of warehouses. We'll have, and let me just give you the idea. We're going to have the 6 main materials in a warehouse connected with raw materials. We're going to run the raw materials into those 6 warehouses and then do some warehouse swapping if we need to even things up. Then if we have other things like where we have a lot of grain, which is not one of the first 6, to go to Chiba, we're going to have a second warehouse and run line directly to it. We're also going to have salt coming down. That'll be in a second warehouse, but they all need salt, so we'll probably put a second warehouse on all of these and run salt to it. But all that'll happen later on. Our focus in the next episode will be to work our way up here to the Akita region and get working on that. Now, the interesting thing, and we may even do this for a while, is we can start that city growth and production and everything and not even be connected to our network. We can just use warehouses. Remember, you can do warehouses any region you can access, and you can do rural stations out there. You just can't do city stations. So without having city stations, we could get started on this. But of course, we want a city station because we want to do. I'm seeing a kind of a classic 3-city cluster here, and we're going to want city-to-city lines to exchange the goods. And like I said, we'll get to that in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire video. Thank you.